last go round. Welcome back. Now, in this last go round, we are now dealing with the whole segment of locking and unlocking accounts. Now, we all know that we're going to have to go through this on our day to day. We also know that in the grand scheme of things, that when it comes to this, it's always going to be something. It's going to be something simple. So, in order for that to take place, we're going to run the rigmarole, or better yet, we're going to run through the steps of locking and unlocking our accounts. But the main thing in the main vein that we must set up is most things in our group policy, which is our group policy objects. And we're going to go ahead and jump into that right here, right about now. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click, we're going to go ahead and run, and we're going to run as we see gpmc.msc. We're going to bring up our group policy management. Oh, excuse me, my eye. And we don't have to create, we're going to go ahead and edit what's already in here on our default domain. So we're going to go in here, we're going to edit this. We're going to go into our computer configuration. We're going to go to policies, and we're going to go into our Windows settings right here. And then we're going to go to our security settings. And then we're going into our account policies. Oh, yeah. And we're going to our account lockout. And we're going to go ahead and set our parameters, or our protocols, if you will. And we're going to go ahead and check in here, and we're going to set this for all of 30 minutes. We're going to apply this, and when this message is going to pop up, and it's going to, everything in our prompts is going to be set up. So we have everything here. We've applied that. We're going to click OK. And as you can see, we have our lockout duration for 30 minutes. We're going to lock out after 5 invalid login attempts, and allow administrator account lockout. We're going to go in here, and we're going to go into this, and we're going to enable this. Let me make sure that I apply that. Make sure we got that. We click that. Yes, we are set. We are good to go. So we have all our parameters in place. So what we're going to do from here, we're going to close this, and I believe we can go ahead and close this here as well. We're going to go ahead and close this as well. And before we do anything where we set everything up, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a test run, and we're going to log out of our client one as ban.hurry. This is our random user. We're going to sign out of this employee right here, and then we're going to log back in with 5 attempts under this here user. So just go ahead and sign out. All right. So we have signed out. We have signed out of him, and we are now going to go back into our remote desktop. We're going to go back into our remote desktop, and we are going to attempt. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Wrong screen. We are going to attempt. Let me get my right click here. We're going to attempt to go back into ban hurry. And we are going to use a different password. So it's 1. It's 2. See if I can get you a screen here so y'all can see exactly what I got going on. Let's see here. Get your Windows connection here. Oops, excuse me. Okay, we're back here, and I believe I hit my button by mistake. So we're going back into our remote desktop connection, and we're going to try to log in with another failed attempt. So this should be the third one. Here's the fourth one. There's number 5, and this locks us out. So we are now locked out of remote desktop for client 1. So to solve that, let's go ahead and click OK. And we're going to go back to, excuse me. We're going to go back to our remote desktop. We're going to go back to DC1, and we're going to go into our Active Directory, and we're going to go into our employees. Let's go ahead and get a refresher right here. And we're going to find, and you can do it one of two ways. You can scroll down, as we can see, you can find, or you can right click and go find, and you can go type ban.hori and find now, and you have ban.hori right here as well. So what we're going to do from here, we're going to go to ban.hori, and we're going to right click, and we are going to go to, I want to say we go to, yes, go to properties, go to account, and we're going to say unlock his account. And we're going to apply that and click OK. And now we will be able to go inside and log back into our client 1. So that being said, make sure I have everything the way I need it to be. We're going to go right back into our client 1 and type in our password. And yes, everything is the way that it needs to be, as it should be. And we're back inside of client 1. We have locked the account, and we've come back in to unlock the account. And we've set our group policy where we have all the protocols in place when it comes to these situations. So from here, I believe from the next point, I believe we go and set everything within our, within our domain with our policies. So we will now let's go to our checklist. Matter of fact, I've been running like this all day. So let's get back here to our checklist. Okay, as we reload the page. As my page reloads, let's go to our checklist. We are now let's go to our policy management. We have locked and now unlocked our account. So now we must update the group policy. So we are going to open up a command prompt, and we're going to type in our GP update and force the update. So, all right, we're going to sign out of client 1, and we're going to sign back into client 1 under Jane admin, and we're going to run our command prompt. So we're going to come back here. Let's go ahead and sign out of ban.hori. And let us sign right back in. Let's change. We're going back in as my domain. Let's go and oh no. There we go. All right, signing back in. And we're going to go ahead and get you a screen. Okay, I think I've let me get to another screen here. All right. All right. And we are back here inside of Jane Admin. So we're going to go ahead and pull up a command prompt. And we're going to run this as, I want to say we pull up command prompt. And we're going to run this as administrator. And I'm going to go ahead and go GP update /force. And as we are updating our policy, amen and an amen and an amen. Yes. And now let's go ahead and check, make sure that everything is. Just type in GP result /R and voila. Everything is everything. We can go ahead and close our command prompt. So now that everything has been updated, everything has been shown, now we can go ahead and run our logs, and we're going to sign out of here. In fact, yes, we're going to sign out of Jane Admin, and we're going to sign back in as our user, Mr. Ban.Hori. So let us sign out of Jane Admin, and we're going to run logs on both sides. So we're going to run logs on our domain controller. First things first, let's go ahead and sign back into our client. Oh, BAN.HORI and PASSWRD and 1 and I believe, let's give us another screen so everything can be. All right, we are back, and we are signed back into our client one as Ban.Hori, and we're going to view our user logs, and we are going to, as soon as as soon as I can get everything to cooperate. Oh no, this is not good. I was doing fine. This is not good. Do now is we are going to sign out of we're going to sign out of our client one. No, we stay signed. I want to say we stay signed. I stay signed in. We're signed into Banhori, so we stay signed in. What we're going to do from here is we're going to go to our domain controller, and we are going to pull up our event viewer. And we're going to see if we can look at and security to see if we can look at the logs and see where the lockouts are. Let's see if we can find Mr. ban.hori. Okay, we don't see nothing here within the domain controller. But for sure, we're going to find those 5 lockouts on our client. So we see we don't have nothing over here within our domain controller. So we're going to go ahead and search those within our client. So let's go ahead and bring up our client one, and we're going to bring up event viewer over here. And I want to say we're going to, yes, we're going to run this as an admin. And we're going to put in my domain.com / Jane_admin and Now, most other times you can go in and try to look this up as non-administrator, but it's going to give you that error message. So it's going to, you can also go into your event viewer and log in as Jane admin that way, with event viewer being viewed from the administrator point of view. So when you go into event viewer, just right click, view as an admin, and type in mydomain.com, put in Jane_admin and your password, and everything should be good. So we are now inside our event viewer as Jane Brown, aka Jane admin. We're going to go ahead and bring this up. We're going to go into our window logs, and we're going to go into security, and we're going to go to find, and we're going to put Mr. ban.hori. And there we go. And as you can see, we're going to find those keys, those locks where we were locked out. And these are the 10. These are 1, 2, 3. Yeah, these are several lockouts. These are our lockouts. When you see these locks here, that means that the account was locked out on these numerous occasions. I knew we had about 5, and then we clocked out at 6. So I guess these were others that might have populated over time. So we know that we had 5 that we locked out. After we did the 5th attempt, we were locked out on the 6th. So I want to make sure that you all are getting a good picture. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So, all well and said, all well and good. We have built our infrastructure. We have installed and deployed successfully Active Directory. We have created our organizational units. We have created our admin. We have created our fake employees or our users with access to the remote desktop. We've also created a new domain. We've also been able to lock and unlock accounts. And before we get out of here, one last thing is to disable and enable accounts. So let's go back over here to our domain controller. Okay, come on, domain controller. Okay, we can go ahead and close out event viewer. And we're going to pull up our domain, pull it back up into domain controller. And let's go ahead and refresh this one more time. And go to Mr. Ban Hurry right here. And say you want to disable the account. So it's real simple. Just right click and just disable the account. And the account is disabled. And so if you want to find to see what's really going on, you can, okay, get that out of here. You can right click on employees and click find and type in ban.hori, and you see that down arrow that lets you know that the account has been disabled. So to enable it again, you can do it from here. You can enable the account from here, or you can close out and do the and enable the account from right here. Just right click and say enable account, and the account has been re-enabled. And when you go back to find it again, Mr. ban.hori, and the arrow's gone. So he's in the clear. He can have his access back to the account. Now, all things well and good. We have taken care of everything from beginning to end in building our infrastructure to installing and deploying successfully Active Directory, doing all the mechanics within Active Directory by setting up our organizational units, by creating our admin, by populating and creating users, by updating, by setting in place our group policy objects or within our group policy management console, by what's the last thing? By updating and having our default policy put into place when excuse me, I'm caught for words. Doing everything within updating our group policy with our default domain policy, whereby we have access to lock and unlock accounts, disable and enable accounts, and reset passwords, and view the logs and view everything that's going on in the background. So that said, I hope you found this informative. I hope everything in your journey will be as well and good. So I bid you adieu.